one common question I get asked is, what was it like being raised in Las Vegas? And that's an interesting, question. I mean, it was a much. Hey YouTube, join me today as I begin a journey back home to Vegas. The family and I, we're taking a vacation. Let's see if I can meet up with some of my friends and maybe drive a car or two while I'm there. Bill, are you buckled up?
What? You're going to read for a while.
Here's my rental, 2025 Ford Expedition. Looks like my son turned the wiper on. He was excited. It's really big. Nice and large. This will be my first time driving an Expedition. Let's give it a look. It's massive. Good thing I brought my GoPro. Awesome.
It's so big.
Here's the view. It's wild being from here and coming back as a tourist. I've seen the Strip my whole life, and even now it doesn't really, it doesn't incite any sort of like special feelings. I can only imagine what it's like for people that are seeing it for the first time because they're not used to it. But it's all I've known for the majority of my life. What I'm most excited about seeing, and I don't think the camera is picking it up, there it is the mountains. I miss the mountains and the sunsets over the mountains. That's what I miss most about Las Vegas.
Here, you stay here with Daddy and Papa. And Dios, how do you think?
Today, I'm joining you in a rental car that we have, the 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum Max, big boy trim. It's a rental car because I'm back in my hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada, and we needed a big family hauler, so why not take the opportunity to rent something great, bring something new to the channel, especially since my wife is looking for something new because we're not impressed with the CX-90 plug-in hybrid anymore. But yeah, this is the big boy platform, very, very big and spacious vehicle. It can seat 7 or 8 passengers. So let me just really quick, I'm not going to spend too much time out here. I just wanted to show you really quickly what it offers. decent trunk space here. I don't know the complete capacity, but it has this little fold down that is power operated, this little tailgate here. The way the profile looks reminds me of an F-150 truck with a camper on it. Not bad looking, but very American. Loaded with features. Power stepboard here. Now, forgive me in advance, I know that this gauge cluster screen is going to flicker, so we have to bear with it. But incredibly spacious interior. This is equipped with a Bang & Olufsen, I don't know if it's surround sound, but it does have a sound system. I don't know how many speakers. I didn't do much research on this car. We were originally going to try to get a Suburban because we were considering that, but this is what they had. Interestingly enough, I think I'm the second person to take this car out from the rental facility. It had 130 miles, now it has 231. So it's basically brand new. It's the newest rental car I've ever had. Dash is decent. It's got this nice soft touch leather, metal accents everywhere. It's actually rather nice. I've not been too impressed by Fords in the past, but I do like it, and surprisingly enough, my wife really likes it. It's loaded with features. This kind of wood veneer trim, this plastic kind of metal. I don't know if it's trying to imitate metal, but it's nice. I mean, it fits the motif of this car. But it's incredibly spacious in here, even in the third row. I'm not going to climb back there. I want to just kind of get in and drive here. But it's a decent family vehicle. It's the old American Suburban kind of SUV, even on steroids now with all the technology that it offers. So this is equipped with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6, so it puts out 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque out of a 10-speed automatic. This one, the Max, this Platinum Max, it does have the four-wheel drive. The drive mode selectors here. It has 4 auto, 4 high, 4 low, and it works wonderfully. This can tow up to 9,000 pounds, and it can seat 7 or 8 passengers. So it's not a dog at all. Does not have the old school American V8 that you would expect from an F-150, but the way this is tuned feels rather nice. I don't feel myself needing to find torque, and I have it in eco mode right now, I believe. I want to put it in sport mode as we do this drive. The gauge does change a little bit, and it will put it back into 4 auto because it's going to try to give you the most performance. And this does have adaptive damper, so it's going to adjust there. But let's set out for a drive in it. And let me tell you about this trip and how it performs. So, as I said, my wife got to drive this yesterday, and she actually really enjoyed it, to my surprise. I was certain that she would not like this car because she's definitely not a fan of Ford vehicles. And she's actually really impressed by the ride quality in this. Again, adaptive dampers. There's the eco mode, which would be the softest mode in general, is what she drove it in. There was no complaints. She liked the NVH in this, so the noise, vibration, harshness. It's actually not bad at all. It's not a luxury vehicle, but it's definitely not just some beater. Now, I think the one big issue would be this steering wheel does not fit the character of this car. This big SUV, American SUV, you would expect a steering wheel to match. This is actually a small little steering wheel. I think this is what's in the Wrangler, or I don't know what other Ford car this is in, but it just doesn't feel right. And interesting to me is they decided to go with this ovular, squarical type of wheel like in the C8 that I have, but this is smaller than that. It doesn't bother me, it just doesn't, I don't think, fit the character of this car. But yeah, this has all of the safety features. As you can see, if I don't know if this camera's going to pick it up, but you can see the turn signal indicator camera is on. So it has all of the latest safety features, and it also has Blue Cruise, which I did play with a little bit. It worked rather well. For the price, I think this one is close to $86,000 brand new. So you're getting a comparably equipped vehicle that'll do everything you need and can tow. It can bring family members. You can take it on a long road trip. I think the gas tank is close to 24 gallons. So I mean, it's got a huge gas tank. When I checked my average MPG, I think I was averaging somewhere around 9, but my foot was a little heavy, being that this is a rental, and I wanted to exploit the fruits that it has to offer. So, as I mentioned, I'm in Vegas for an event, sort of a vacation, but it's also for a family event here. And this is my hometown, and it's interesting being back after moving to Texas. One thing I'll tell you is that there's a lot more people living here now. There's a lot more traffic. I've only been gone for 4 years, but this has become a hot spot. I know a lot of people have moved in from California and other parts in the West, and you can feel it on the roads, especially parts of town that I grew up on or in. One common question I get asked is, what was it like being raised in Las Vegas? And that's interesting, question. I mean, it was a much different city back then because there was no sports teams. There was nothing like that. So yeah, I grew up in casinos a lot of the time, like with my dad or with friends. We spent a lot of time in arcades. We spent a lot of time just going out and messing around. We weren't old enough to gamble. Obviously, we didn't drink, not when we were young anyhow. And it was hot. It was very hot. It's a dry heat out here. It was very, very hot. I remember running in the grass in elementary school and barely being able to breathe due to the heat. I remember the blacktop melting because the roads here are made out of tar. So it would get to a certain temperature and it would melt. And it could even, people say you could fry an egg. You literally could. It would get that hot out here. But it was a lovely experience. I loved living here. I never thought that I would leave. I'm gonna get on it really quickly here just to. Yeah. Okay, acceleration. It's a little hot outside, so the turbo's gonna struggle. Right now it's 92 degrees. It'll be 103 later, and that's the norm. But yeah, speaking of heat, it was hot, and you just got kind of used to it. And because of that, I can take the heat very well. It's the cold that I struggle with. Very rarely does it ever snow here. As I mentioned, it's always dry. Barely rains. That was the one thing about Texas that was different for me in the Dallas area, was a lot more rain than I'm used to, and hail. And I don't do hail. Not very well. So you almost have to have a garage if you're a car person. One thing, there's a bigger car YouTuber, Jabal in Cars. I know that he does his videos out here, at least actually on this side of town, because he's driven past parts where I've lived. So shout out to Jabal and Cars. Every time I see his videos when he's driving around in this area, it reminds me of home, and it makes me miss home a little bit, seeing the mountains. And I think that's the thing I miss the most are the mountains here in Vegas, the mountain sunsets. I love mountains. Texas is flat as can be. I'm approaching Blue Diamond Road, and on Blue Diamond Road, this is in the southwest part of the town, Mountain's Edge community. There's a lot going on. A lot of people live over here, but like this is just a trail that you have access to up here. And I remember hiking up there often because I live nearby, and you don't really have that type of access, at least where I live in Texas, to something like that. Hey, there's a Suburban RST trim. Let's get on it. What's good, Suburban? It's hanging gears because I got on it. So sport mode is truthfully tuned to give you the best power and best performance in this, but it needs to kind of calm down. I don't think we need all that, so I'm going to kind of take it off of sport mode, leave it in normal. But some of the cool features in this, one thing that I like, my wife really likes, is the sliding power operated center console that gives you all this space down here. Like, it's insane, the amount of space. And the fact that it's power operated, you can just slide it to where you need it for your arm. Center console is definitely offering a great amount of space. If I just open it up while we're at this red light and look, you've got nice deep center console, so there's no skimping there. Nice little separator. I think I could honestly live with this. My biggest gripe with Ford, and this is a small little nitpick, I know it's when it comes to ownership, would be just kind of the badging and the emblem. I've never been a fan of it, and sometimes spotty reliability, but from what I've read, these have done decently well, like 75 out of 100 type of range. So take care of it. I'm sure it'll take care of you. But this makes me miss having a big vehicle. The Tundra was the last big vehicle that I had, and that was great. And I would say that the visibility overall on this is way better than the Tundra. In the Tundra, it could be, especially for my wife, she didn't like driving it because you felt blind when making right turns. You couldn't really kind of gauge distance as well, but this has got excellent visibility. And so it's approachable for her. And with us having a little one, maybe more on the way, having a bigger vehicle makes sense. One problem would be not being able to park this in our garage. So that's potentially an issue. Again, as I talked about, it hails where I live, and hail's not cool. Hail is fail. But I miss certain parts of Vegas. I don't think I could ever see myself living here again. I haven't really shared my testimony on this channel, but one day I will. Probably in my Driving Towards Faith series, I'll do my own personal testimony. Vegas is like Egypt for me. If you know anything about Exodus, should we even have our own pyramid over there at the Luxor? And I was born and raised here. I've seen everything, done everything, and it's great. And I know a lot of people are moving here now. They're flocking to it, and it's growing. There's over 2 million people here now, and it's expanding both south and north. There's lots going on, but I think God gave us a new home in Texas for many, many reasons. Again, we can talk about that. But for now, I'm enjoying being back home, getting to see some of my old friends. I did two videos on my buddy's GSR Integra and his modified 2022 BRZ. I don't know which of these videos are going to come out first. I gotta throw them together, but it'll be a cool watch, especially since it was with one of my oldest friends. I met him when I was 3 years old, or no, when he was 3 years old and I was 6. And so we were next door neighbors. And so my thoughts on this expedition is I really do like it. There's minor things like I prefer a gauge cluster, not just one screen. I know that they did the similar thing in the Dark Horse and some of their other products. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I get why they're doing it. I feel like they could have done better on the gauges themselves here, because I'm a big gauge guy. But, you know, this is not for the performance-oriented individual. It's extremely comfortable in here. It's quiet. You're not feeling compromised. You can adjust the pedal height. Everything is actually controlled through here. On the steering wheel, there's this button. So I guess that's kind of cool. But it's livable. The seats are comfortable. They're not like my Type R seats, but this is a different type of a vehicle. It offers everything you need. Again, we're at that point now with these types of vehicles, especially if you get to something in this class. You're gonna be well equipped. I didn't cover everything. I didn't have much time to really dive into it, to do research. Again, this is a trip. We're on a vacation. I'm lucky I'm able to even do a video on it with our tight window and time frames. But it's good. It's super livable, super comfortable, and I think passengers would enjoy the ride and the experience as well. So, yeah, I think I will leave it there. My living with this for the last, let's call it 3 days, I would give this an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. It'd be good to kind of come back and do a long-term drive, but that's what I have for you. If you're considering one of these, definitely get behind the wheel. I gotta drive the Suburban for sure. That would be ideal to compare the two. Really ideally for me would be the, let me get over, you can let me over, okay. Really ideal for me would be an Escalade V, but see the way my account is set up, I don't know if that's gonna happen. One final acceleration onto the freeway. Oh, did we hit 20 PSI? Not quite. With that, I will leave you. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. It really helps the channel a lot. When I take a look, I see that there's 12,000 something return viewers to my channel, but I'm not even quite at 1,000 subs. So please help your boy out so I can keep putting out content. It's a hobby of mine. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying engaging with all of you in the comments. So yeah, God bless you and your families. I am out. Let's go. Returning the Expedition. It was a really good family car. Thank you, Expedition.
Yes, ma'am.
Go catch up to Mommy.
Mama, that you were home with Daddy.